I, Vanshika, on behalf of our whole team, extend a warm welcome to our guest speaker, Bashit Pandya, who is the founder of Onyx Infosec Private Limited and lead security engineer with profound professional experience in vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, and training. Thank you, sir, for your valuable presence, and you may proceed the meeting now. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for the invite as well. So, yeah, so let's get started. So, is it possible that you can chat, you can send any of the messages here, or if I can see, is that possible?
Yes, sir, it's possible.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So, today we are going to talk about social engineering and penetration testing. So, I would just like to know that how many of you are aware about what is social engineering and penetration testing both? How many of you are aware about what is social engineering?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Excuse
yes.
me, sir. Actually, just now the chatting section is off because some of them commit spam. So, sir, it
Okay.
will be on when the question answer session is going on.
All right. Okay. All right. So let me proceed with the uh, further. So let's first talk about social engineering, right? So social engineering is basically human hacking. So if you search it online, if you Google it, you will find that social engineering means engineering uh, of people, where you can exfiltrate information. Exfiltrating information meaning you can get the information, and such information that uh, that is to not be shared with everyone. So basically यहाँ पे ये होता है कि आप ऐसी इंफॉर्मेशन निकालते हो जो इंफॉर्मेशन बहुत ही सीक्रेट रहनी चाहिए, या फिर कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन दूसरी इंफॉर्मेशन के साथ रिलेट होती है जो और इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट कर सकती है। ठीक है। पेनिट्रेशन टेस्टिंग इन सोशल इंजीनियरिंग मोस्टली इनका मकसद ये होता है, द मेन एम एंड द इंटेंशन ऑफ doing this is to secure an organization or individuals. All right. So these I am audible, right? Okay. So all right. So I would so basically social engineering and penetration testing is basically intended to secure an organization, because there we have applications, there we have network, there we have humans as well. Okay. So this basically is sort of hacking only. Okay. You hack into humans, you hack into applications and network to ultimately secure the organization. There has like it has other side as well, like using social engineering, uh, using hacking humans, using the skills to hack into application. uh, the intention is to disrupt their services, the intention is to exfiltrate their secret data. Okay. uh, you call it trade craft sort of, right? So basically we will talk about the good side because bad side is very bad. So we'll talk about good side, and that is an ethical way to get into this profession. And I would just like to start with how I got started into cybersecurity. So after 10th examination, uh, we have 2 months of vacation over here, right? I'm basically from Ahmedabad, and I studied through the state board. So we have two. I'm not sure, like maybe CBSE also has uh, 2 months of vacation. So I thought to start with uh, a job which only gives me a system to work on, and where I can work with a keyboard and a computer, so that I get used to it and I learn few things as well. So my job was to create a database of certain companies with their information. Okay. And this database was used by their salespeople, who would call those numbers, who would email them, and sell their services, right? So uh, so that is what I did. And to ultimately get the entire database in place, I used technique called Google Doc. Okay. At that time, it was termed as Google Hacking Database, GHDB. Okay. Now a new term called uh, Google Docs, DORK, is the term. So where we provide certain input in Google, and we get output as expected, right? So it got started from there. And I worked for 2 months like rigorously, and I used to create database of you know uh, uh, 80 to 100 companies in a single day. So I got slowly too much fluent to it. So then I learned how to Google things, right? And later on, I started, it was a young age, and I grew up, and later on I also started Google dorking on humans as well, right? So I had a crush, and she used to not live over here in my city. So I used to dork. So Google dorking a human is called as doxing, DOXING, right? So these types of techniques are also used uh, to get information for national security as well, to get information of organizations as well, to get information about images as well. Okay. With images you can get a lot of information, maybe like uh, maybe which a lot of people don't observe. And slowly I started observing that as well. With like it is like there's a you like there's a person standing over there, and using the shadow of that person you can also get the timing, that when was uh, this photo was captured, right? So timing and place, so that is also important. Height and a lot of things are included over here, right? So this is basically called as open source intelligence. It is OSINT when we shored it up, right? This is OSINT. So slowly, I started searching about humans as well, and uh, that is how I started getting in the social engineering. So basically, in social engineering, there are a lot of flaws in the process from a security point of view. Okay, so when there is an organization, they have their own process. Why these processes are there? To make things run, you know, run very smoothly, right? So every organization have their own process, but these processes are not security centric, right? So let me give you an example about that as well. So when when I was in when I just started my college, I got a new broadband. I won't name the broadband. It is here in Ahmedabad, and now it is old now. So what I did is I got this broadband, and one of my friend, like, I also suggested him that okay, this broadband is really nice and they have very good speed, and they're they cost lower than the other providers, so you can check this out, and so and so forth. So then later on he also got this broadband. Now I wanted to I wanted to experiment with the organization itself, that what and how are they working. The reason to know this is to understand how the organization work, what are their processes, right? So their process was, so let's go in the flow, right? So let's say I want to change my username and password to connect with internet, right? So as soon as I connect with my Wi-Fi, they come up with a default page. Usually, you must have come across such process. So when you log in to your Wi-Fi, they provide you with a default login page, and uh, then you provide your credentials there, and then you are able to access the internet, right? A lot of places also have OTP. You provide your phone number, and they'll give you the OTP, and that OTP you provide there, and then you'll be able to access the internet. So this that is for for organization. This is for individuals. So then I thought, let's experiment, and then I thought to change my password, right? So what I did is I called there and I asked uh, this is my user ID. How would I change? How would I change my password? So they said that what is your date of birth. Then they asked me, where do you live? And then they said that okay, so to change your password you have to mail your sorry, not mail, you have to send a SMS to this number with this user ID. I was like, okay, all right. And evil me, I said okay, let's do it. I did. And uh, then they called me again, based on the ID, and based on the uh, yeah, so based on the ID they called me, and the number that was sent to that particular number. So they called me, and they said that okay, now you're supposed to change your password, so send your new password to this SMS. So it was like quite old. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. Then now I know that okay, first I'm supposed to send the process is like this. I am supposed to send the just a minute. Yeah. So initially, like I am supposed to send the user ID, then I am supposed to send the password, right? And then after they confirm that okay, your password is changed, so you are supposed to log in through this new password. I was like, okay. Now there was a vulnerability in the network where I was able to enumerate all the user IDs of the of this uh, service provider. So at that time they had in their network there was a web service that was running where I was able to enumerate things. So so what I did is I figured out what is my friend's user ID, and because it was guessable, okay, and that is why it was possible to understand or to identify. uh, so that is how I was able to figure out that this was the user ID. Okay. And then the same process I did, and later on I was able to change the password of my friend, and I was able to completely take over their his entire internet. So he was left with nothing. So this is quite, so basically this is not the exact thing, okay, because I don't want to share the exact thing, but this was a bit similar uh, scenario there, right? That is how I was able to get into uh, like I was able to get into any of the users of that info, internet provider, right? So so by social engineering, you first identify what is the process of the organization, and then you can find what is the flaw in the process, right? So if you like if so this basically is thinking from the ethical point of view. It is from the ethical point of view. All right. uh, then you might also have seen the movie Mr. Robot, and I swear the similar thing had occurred in my life. So before completing my bachelor's, I joined an organization as an employee. In the last month of the sorry in the last semester of my college. So in the last semester we also get projects to do with with different organizations. So I joined that organization, and uh, I remember there were like I did not even complete my 6 months, but then there was this red team exercise that our organization had got. So we had to hack into an organization. Um, we had to hack into the organization using social engineering, using web applications, using mobile applications, using the network we had, like they had. So my team was social engineering team. So we had to do phishing, we had to do wishing, we had to somehow get into organization. So there is red team and there is blue team, right? So in the red team, we were given this task to do social engineering against the organization. So my manager asked me to. So basically, it was a bank, and it is a well-known bank, and they asked me, like my manager asked me to physically go to the organization and see what their process is. Initially the first step is to recon, to understand that how is their physical security, and the thing was to get as much as deep I can, being being undetectable, right? I should understand where is their where are their server hosted, uh, who are their lead people who are leading the information of the organization, and so on and so forth. So basically, like, there's again one glitch in the ethical hacking, you can say, that there's this glitch that just a minute, guys. Yeah, so it's basically a glitch in penetration testing, and in the good side of hacking, is when you report them that this is what we are going to do, which we have to anyhow, right? When we report them that we are going to do this, we are going to start this, we are going to end this, we are in the process, we have to report each and everything, right? So when my manager called their C level person, that okay, we'll be doing social engineering, and will be getting into your organization. uh, the thing was, they would, these guys would alert their people that okay, be there, and you have to make sure that everything going as defined, right? So 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 initially, like, I was about to go there, and my manager was about to tell them, but then he said, okay, no, we are not reporting this. You simply go there and do reconnaissance, right? Go there, understand their security infrastructure, and come back. I was like, okay. And then and then he was like, okay, no, we are supposed to do this only as of now. Go there, create the diagram of their entire physical infrastructure. Okay. I was like, okay, all right. So I went there, and I was there, like, I was walking down. I was in Mumbai. I was walking down uh, from the locals towards this bank. So when I was walking, I asked that, excuse me, like, I asked some random guy on the street. I asked, excuse me, where is this particular bank? So he pointed me out towards the sky, and as soon as I turned, I saw a 12-story huge building with that with the name of that bank, and I was like, oh freak, I need to get into this organization. And they were not just this single, one building. There were like couple of them as well. So initially, like, I went there, and I was calming myself that okay, I have to get into this and I can do it, but I have to go undetectable, क्योंकि अगर मैं अंदर गया तो बेटा मार खा के आना है, ठीक है? क्योंकि they were not aware about I'm getting in, and that would have created a mess. So I, I was there, standing near the, not too much near, like quite far, but observing that how the security professional, the security guard over there, is authenticating the people who are getting into the organization. So I observed that he is not stopping anyone, but he is not letting anyone to go if, here's the condition, if they have their badge. Okay. The strips of blue color strips, right? They had this blue color strips. So he was not looking at the badge, or he was not asking for the ID card. But then he used to just look at the strip, and used to let us, like, let the people in. So I wanted to get in to understand the infrastructure. So somewhere I had to breach the security, right? So I went in, and I got an idea to breach the security. So what I did is I called one of my friends, and I said that, hey, you have to talk to me anything you want, okay? But now I want to talk to you, and if you don't want to talk to me, I will talk to you, right? So I was talking with him, and I started walking towards the gate, and then the security guard tapped on my shoulder, said, bhaiya, where is your card? So I was like, I was completely professional, because the employees over there they were they are professionals, like, right? So in the professional attire. So I started walking there, and I walked in, and he called me couple of times. He called me third time as well, like, he shouted far, and he said, "Ki, excuse me, hey, where is your card?" or something like that. But I was like, no, I was I was talking with my friend, and I walked in, right? So that is how I, break the the first parameter of the security, which was premises security, right? Then I identified that, okay, this is the building where we have the IT guys, right? So the best part was to, stand outside the entire building, just in front of the entire building. You can stand quite far as well, and they had glass over there, so I was able to, look through it, and I was able to understand that what is going on inside. So then I saw that they had this scanning machine, which was scanning the bags if you carry. And then I was like, bus itna sahi, like that's it. So I went in and I gave my bag for scanning. It went through, and then um, I was walking towards the lift, but there was someone calling me from my right hand side, and I looked there, and there was this receptionist kind of receptionist, I guess, was calling me. So I went there. I said yes. So she said कि भैया आपको कहाँ जाना है? कौन सी बिल्डिंग पे जाना है? Like कौन सी फ्लोर पे जाना है? On what floor do you want to go? I was like, I want to go and so forth floor. She said that why do you want to go? Who is there? So I said that I want to go because I'm the working professional over there. So they said okay. Like I was like okay. Then she checked my bag, and she went through the things which were shown to her. So I went to that particular floor. I knew about this floor because I did research initially. Okay. I had a talk, like through wishing I was able to understand on what floor they are. I had a previous talk with people who are working there, right? So based on that, we got to know this information. I went there. Then I started walking towards the premises. I asked somebody there that like if there is something, if there is the IT premises. So they pointed me out. They guided me that okay, you can go from here, and I was there. But then suddenly, like when I went in, there was this reception sort of thing again, where security guards were there, and there was this fat moti auntie there. And I was like कि अगर भाई अगर पकड़े गए तो ये आंटी मारेगी मेरे को बहुत बढ़िया से. Okay, अगर like if I got caught, this fat auntie will kill me. So so at that moment, like somebody was just entering that premises, and then it was a sort of reception area, and it also had a gate. So when that gate, somebody opened that gate, there was a lot of noise coming from that door. So I was like little scared that okay, there are a lot of people over here. And then I peeped in, and I saw that okay, this is the cubics where people work, right? These were the IT guys. And because of that, like I did not went in, because to get into the into that premise, into the cubics, you need the card, right? So I went towards that auntie, and I asked, "Ki, excuse me, like where is washroom?" So she said, "Ki it is inside, but where do you want to go?" And suddenly somebody from the cubics came outside, and they said that okay, it is not inside. You have to go outside. So they guided me, like that person said that okay, I'll show you where it is. So I went out, and that is how I was able to get out of the organization again. And I got back to my office, and I created the diagram that okay, at so and so place we have these cameras, and this is the place where we can get in without being captured in the camera. And I was also carrying a pen with the camera, uh, which we got from Amazon or Flipkart. I don't remember. My manager got that. So in that camera as well, I like we were able to identify how their uh, identity cards are, right? And later on, after like I guess after a day or a couple of days, me and my manager went in. We were having, these cards, but they were not as, shiny as their ID card strips were. So what again we did was, I said my manager के फटाफट चलना स्टार्ट करते हैं, ठीक है, हाथ में कार्ड लेके let's like hold the your card in hand and start walking fast, right? So that the person get to know that okay, there is something blue and it is a card, okay, then so that is how we first cleared the premises security. And then we went in, and we were actually carrying Raspberry Pis, and we have already installed and configured it in a way where as soon as it gets connected to the uh, any Ethernet cable is connected, it will send a ping back to the C2 server we had. C2 server means command and control server, right? And we were carrying it already. So we went in, and again that receptionist called of the building security, and they said ki show us your bag. And then again, like, I was aware about the flaw. I only opened the bag which where we did not have this Raspberry Pi, right? So she checked, and okay, go, no problem. So we went in, and we did manage to get in to the premises. And then again we went up to that floor, and again to bypass the security, we choose the time of lunch where there is a lot of rush. So when people were coming from, like, out from the out of the office and were getting in, we did tailgating. So tailgating is a way where somebody opens the door and you get in along with them, right? So you are not supposed to show the card for RFID authentication. But there some mistake was done by me. Like, I forgot to keep a little bit of strips out so that they get to know. And somehow the guy over there in the reception was about to stop me. He said, "Excuse me," and he was about to stop me, but then that auntie saved me. Said that, okay, sir, have this card. So I did not bother to even respond to them. I was keep like I was walking. So I went in, and suddenly, like, a lot of noise. After a bit of very there were not many people outside that premises, like outside the cubics. But as soon as you enter it, there are like 300 to 400 people there talking to each other, keyboard noises, and all those things. So we suddenly went into the cafe, and we tried to hack into the Wi-Fi first, just to get access to any access to the network. So that is what we did, but we failed there. Then my manager said that, Bhashit, you have to find a place where we can connect with the Ethernet cable. So it was in a way like the cubics were in a way where standing at a corner of that cubics, I could guess that which people are absent today. Okay. So the people who were present there all had this habit of keeping their bag on the on the wall of cubic. So the height of cubics was not too much. So I could see that where are the bags and where the bags are not, right? So I went there. I acted as if I was confused, and uh, like the other employee were able to see me, but I acted as if I was confused. So I figured out that okay, there's nobody sitting over here. And I went to the cafe, and I asked my manager to sit over there, that I have found a place where you can connect with Ethernet cable. And we went there. I made him sit in that place with a chair, and I was standing there. So as I was standing there, I wanted to sit because I cannot stand there for a few hours, like 4 to 5 hours. I cannot stand there. So just a step beside the sitting place, there was this another employee working. I asked him that, okay, can you help me find a chair? So he asked the other guy sitting beside him, like sitting behind him, and said, "Ki, take your bag. They have to, they want the chair." So he helped basically me to, sit on the chair, and then that is how we got started, and that is how we got connected with the internet, and with the Ethernet there, right? And slowly, like, that was the day 2, and day 3 we went there. On day 3, day 4, and I was so much, I got so much used to that. I started greeting the security guys there that, "Hey, good morning," and they used to smile at me as if I'm an employee. I was not. And that is how, we were able to hack into their internal Citrix servers. We were able to do man in the middle attack. We did also run, uh, what do you call it, phishing attacks internally as well. We also got a lot of passwords, right? So this was a this was my first and an amazing journey of social engineering, where a lot of things also happened there. Like the bank in the entire country went down for half an hour just because we were doing a man in the middle attack. So they stopped their internal servers, they stopped everything. And suddenly, after some time, like after 4 to 5 days, we were surrounded by a lot of network guys. They started questioning us that, "Who are you? Where are you from?" So we ultimately stopped social engineering and getting in, and we ultimately stopped on the fourth day itself, right? And then we were officially, doing network penetration testing sitting in the premises. That is called as internal penetration testing, right? So we created. So usually when we do penetration testing, we create report, but this time it was something very different. So we did not create report, we created presentation for this, which had videos, which had screenshots, which had a lot of, different data, different formats of data. And it was the entire, it was a sort of a journey, that how we were able to get in. They also checked cameras in front of me, and like I could see that, okay, this is where I'm, roaming around to find some certain things and all those things. So this is social engineering. You do things officially, you do things uh, legally, but then here it is not always important to have technical stuff. Of course, like, it is important, but it is not mandatory to get information. Okay, so that was the social engineering part. Now getting to the penetration testing. For the penetration testing, so this is the second part of the a quick second part, let me say. So penetration testing is hacking into applications, hacking into thick clients, hacking into uh, mobile applications, web applications, network, right? And that too with the concern of the product owner or network owner or software owner, right? So using penetration testing, it is a phase of product development, where a product is being developed. It went through the QA, which is quality assurance. A lot of different types of tests is done, like functional testing, unit testing, and all those stuff. And then later on, penetration testing is done. So in penetration testing, we portray as a hacker. We try to hack into the applications to see if we are able to get any data of the users, or if we are able to escalate our privileges. So escalating privileges meaning I am a normal user to an admin user, right? So there are a lot of business aspects as well, even in the e-commerce aspect, where we are able to manipulate the pricing. So let's say there is a price of 100 rupees, and then we are able to, uh, you know,
Excuse me,
use.
sir.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we have entered the end minute of our session. So
Right.
you may join the another meeting. We are sending the
Sure.
link in the group.
All right. All right. Okay. Sure.
Everyone is requested to join from the another link, which will be provided in the group right now.
Thank you.
So, thank you, sir.